The best thing you could do right now is to have a money making side hustle. And that's not to say that you have another business on the side. That's just showing that you used your marketing sense to figure out how to make $5, figuring out how to make $20 a month, having a blog that generates AdSense that covers the cost of hosting, little things like that, that you can then really show you tinkered, you built something, you figured it out. And on the other side, you have something that has a level of viability that most people don't have because a lot of these things are theoretical that they're talking about. Or it's a project that you worked on at your previous job and you're able to disclose some of the details that you can talk about in an interview. You did something that in school became something that worked. But the bottom line of it is be ready with something that is a glowing example of you practicing your craft. That's number one. Number two is really have an understanding of what's happening currently and happening around you. Understanding some trends, understanding some tactics, understanding what challenges are now being faced because of different things that are happening in the ecosystem that's around us. So I'll give you a couple right here. Number one, if you're watching this and we're publishing this March 2025, one of the big problems is the quality of content is being generated because people are overly relying on AI. It is not creating content that comes across as authentic unless somebody is really investing in AI, and then you probably don't really know how it's baked into their process. But most people that are just saying, write me a blog post that's going to get me traffic for my business and then just copy and paste it from ChatGPT, that's a big problem. It's a big problem because it's not great content that's coming out there because it's not good for the brand. The brand doesn't have their voice properly represented. And if somebody asked, like one of your competitors, asked ChatGPT the same question and they generated the exact same blog post, that means that the same blog post could be on multiple websites from companies that have no association with each other, and duplicate content is something that Google penalizes. So that's one of the problems that's out there. The second that is out there is being able to differentiate who is actually the authority in the marketplace. Because there's very low barrier to entry in the digital space, figuring out how to crack through and without having a massive amount of customer input, being able to establish yourself as the authority. That's another thing that's happening right now. And the third is platform change. So there's a lot of shifting between spending because it's spent best on different platforms